How much of do you think this is an embarrassment for the Mamata Banerjee government?
I don't know whether a government which is so determined to protect itself rather than to protect the law as far as sexual assault against women is concerned will ever be embarrassed. But I do say that taken together, the comments of the Supreme Court are quite a strong indictment of the state government and its approach to this issue. And one particular sentence of, I think it was a Chief Justice, about the indignity which a victim of rape suffers because of the way that the case is being reported. I think that's a very, very sensitive comment made by the judges. Because really, the horrendous nature of the case, the barbarity which we saw, the fact that it happened within a public hospital, all these issues which have sought to be concealed by the patronage which the principal of this institute enjoys. Because don't forget, the Chief Minister is also the Health Minister. I'm not sure why the Supreme Court didn't ask this question as to after the principal resigned, why was he immediately rewarded with the principal's post, the head of an equally prestigious institution? So there are so many aspects of this case, which is why I think there is such outrage, not only in Bengal, but across India. And I certainly hope the Mamata Banerjee government is listening. I hope the women MPs and MLAs of the TMC who have gone out of their way, I believe, in the name of countering fake news, to further add indignity to the rape victim by giving various details of the post-mortem report as though they are experts and doctors. I hope this is a lesson to them too. Having been an activist in women's movements for several decades now, I would prefer to keep my focus, and I would suggest this is how generally this whole case should be approached. Keep the focus on what the Supreme Court has called systemic, and I would add the structural context in which a crime like this could occur RG Kaur Hospital. So therefore, what the TMC is saying or not saying, frankly, that is of least concern. What is really of concern is the fact that a woman chief minister heading a government which till date is in a state of denial as far as its own criminal connivance and lapses are concerned. It's taken the Supreme Court to tell the country that yes, this is so. These are the questions which the state government has to answer and which it is trying not to answer to protect itself. The question really here, and I think it must concern every woman, is after a case of sexual assault of this nature, the kind of public debate about whether her bone was broken, what other details of bodily fluid, and to have women MPs speak in that way in the name of countering fake news. This is a new low as far as I'm concerned. Because what actually happens? You set up a narrative in which all kinds of issues are brought into the public domain. Elected leaders start responding to such issues, and then the entire focus changes from what that young woman suffered and why she had to suffer that horrific, barbaric crime to whether a bone was broken or not. I mean, this is just absolutely outrageous to me. It makes one so angry. Whether a bone was broken or not, is that what is bothering you? What kind of nonsense is this? This girl was brutally, sexually assaulted. She was murdered in a public hospital. Is the principal not responsible for that? And yet you promote him? Is the police commissioner not responsible for filing an FIR of an unnatural death? How dare they do that? It was very clear it was murder. So my point is this kind of, public debate which sets up all wrong things, and then you spend your whole time discussing this without centering on the focus of it, which is how such a crime happened. why the evidence now is being questioned that it could well have been compromised, and the entire attitude of the police and the administrative officials. And the health minister is surely responsible. Is she not accountable for what happens in a public hospital? And she supported the principle. So these are the questions which have to be asked and answered.